Right. Ich dachte, welcome. Just a relaxed little chat while I'm exploring Tales of the Old West on Foundry for a little while. I often sort of do stream and video recording at the same time. This one is likely to just be an exploration, and then we'll see whether that's good enough for video or not. Otherwise, I'll make a more structured video about it. What this is basically about, in short, is the U0 engine game called Tales of the Old West, which the Effect Publishing people, Matt and Dave, have put out as a Kickstarter, and it was successful and completed, and I've got it on the shelf somewhere. Yeah. So, came out in the book. Yeah, nice linen cloth bound at least. Don't know whether it's linen. Might be cotton. And yeah, part of the program of the Kickstarter was that Paul Watson would actually create a Foundry system for it. And he's given me an early glimpse. So please keep in mind this is a early release or pre-release, if you like, of the system, but just to have a poke around with it. And let's see what happens. Let's see what I can do. So basically, I'm running this on the Forge. This is Foundry 13 I'm running this in. And that's your welcome screen of the core rulebook. So just to show you what I've installed, modules-wise, I currently have just pretty much my minimum set. So I've got Dice and Ice, Monk C navigation, narrator tools, ownership viewer, pincushion, pop-out, quick insert, Tales of the Old West core rulebook, and then the Forge bits and your Zero Combat. Your Zero Combat might actually not make a lot of sense in this game. I haven't quite remembered and memorized all the rules, I have to say. But we'll work out what comes. So if you import these together with the system, you get a fair deal of content. Actually, more than a fair deal. You get a great deal of content. So for example, it starts off with, and I've fiddled with it a bit, but this is basically what it looks like. You get the rules book by chapter. I structured this a bit more. Don't know whether that will make it into the final release or not. And you get the life path tables that go with it. Yeah, and you get, of course, character sheets. So here's a character sheet of a test character. I always call my test character Tess. That's what that looks like, and it's functional already. So you can basically roll on grid, for example. Dice come out, and I will tell you your successes. So I've got 2 successes here. Or you can roll skills. So let's say presence, for example, that was not successful. And if you push, for example, it will automatically do the spend of the faith points. And probably would also do the trouble. Yeah, I'm sure it would do the trouble if I tried it long enough. So you can track your faith points. You can track your hurts, shakes, vexes, and doubts. As you can see, I've made a character here. I don't have a partner yet because I don't have a group. You have your weapons, and you can fire them, getting all the different bonus modifier pop up here. Yeah. If you want to modify anything before you roll it, there's the trouble dice. Success, good. All those dice have got 1/6. Oh well, you're 0. And if I wanted to push this would give me trouble. So let's see what happens. No, the first 5 would have given me trouble. So the white one. So this bull, he gives me trouble, of course. And that's basically what I could buy off if I wanted to. You can then see buy off trouble here. At the bottom, buy off trouble, roll trouble. And you can also see for the weapons that I've used, what are the features on the weapons, what talents might I have that are applicable, and are there any stuns that I could spend extra successes on. If I wanted to roll trouble here, and I say, well, they're definitely physical, you will then get your troubles are mounting, re-roll on the next column. Okay. That probably I would have to do manually. I don't think that's actually automated, the next column roll. If I wanted to do that, you just go to your roll table. It will probably be in the core rules, I'm guessing. See, trouble outcome, and then I would have to guess which one it is. That's all mental, and the next table up is probably this one. Yeah, physical 2. Draw result. And then you would have number 1. So you bashed and battered suffer 1 point. So that's something. Note for feedback. Trouble outcome table 2. I think having the 2 there would definitely be earlier on mentioned. Would definitely make sense so that you can on the directory see which one is which. I mean, you can count from the top, but that might get out of order. So so you've got trouble. You've got things like the conditions down here that you can add and remove. So pretty good. We've got also here the compadres. So basically, if I have different people here, different compadres, the GM, it says, can pull them onto here. So these are basically sidekicks that come along with you, and then you should be able to have some basic functionality, character sheet functionality here within your own sheet, so you don't have to do it all from their sheet all the time. Remuda, apparently, so I'm told by our clever effect people, is the term for your herd of horses. So I thought it was something else, but hey, Bermuda I know, Remuda I had never come across, but hey, you live to learn. And then you've got the description. Now the description is where I put, for example, all the background here of my life path table roles, and I might just show you that because I think that's quite a good way of showing. Character creation is always a good way of showing how the system works. And I haven't got the hello Paul. Yeah, you say you should not need to use the trouble tables as it's automated on the throw. You probably missed this because basically it's this one here, Paul, this one at the bottom, where it says I rolled it and I got the roll on the next column, and it didn't automatically roll on the next column. So that's why I went into the throw tables. Make sense? And no worries. I'm very pleased that you're here. As I was saying early on, I'm just exploring a little bit. This is not necessarily meant to be guide videos. It's just an introduction of what's on there. And Paul spent a long time earlier speaking to me about various questions I had. So that was really good of him. So, so that's the basic functionality and the advanced functionality, if you like, that was hinted at. You also have here, if you have the core rules module, you've got a map, New Mexico territory. So this is especially for the New Mexico campaign, I guess. Albuquerque and so on. I wonder whether we can have a token put on here. It's not a very good one, but you can see it's all measured still in feet, not in miles. But yeah, that's easily changed, isn't it? Is that about one grid? Yeah, probably 20 miles. So that could be useful, having the distances on there. Then we have the maps, as I was saying, scenes. We've got the Wild West, 1873. Hey, Mohammed. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a long time. Yeah. So we've got the Wild West, 1873, notable towns and railroads. I think this is a really nice map. I really like this one. Yeah. Nose pierce. It's like nose piercing. Oh, I've got some talkie track on my music. You can't hear the music, can you? Just for me, anyway. And then we've got the Central Pacific Railroad, for example, coming right the way through here. That always takes me back to Ticket to Ride. I don't know whether you know that game. Good game. Town of Bismarck in Dakota Territory. Yeah, good. My daughter's a big fan of Red Dead Redemption 2. And I just was playing the first 2 missions of that where you're somewhere in the mountains. I don't even know where you are, whether it's the Rockies or somewhere else. Right, what else do you get? You get the first scenario, which is in the book, which is Patience is a Virtue. So you've got the steaming rock map, which is the setting for this. Quite good. That little story was really nice. That's the first one I played, actually, with Bruce, who, you never know, might watch this as well. Hunting shack, you've got the forest and the surrounding area. Yeah, so nice maps. So in the core rules, what else do you get? I didn't really go very far on that one. You get some critters with the artwork from the book. You get folks of the Old West with the placeholders. Yeah. You get horses. Horses apparently are really important. So you've got all the different sorts here. Again, my daughter is a big horse fan, and she was saying, but a Pinto is not a breed, it's just a color. Or was it a Palomino, one or the other? But I happen to know that the first horse that you have in Red Dead Redemption is a Tennessee Walker. So let's have a look at Tennessee Walker. Yeah, so on here, you can see the horses. Basically, you can pull them onto your character sheet, into your Remuda as well. So you've got your little stable together, and then you have to, as Paul was showing me earlier, let me do this actually. Get to the Remuda, and if I take a Tennessee Walker, and I also have a mule, you have a little saddle icon here, and that basically means right-click to mount, left-click to dismount. Read the mouse overs. Always worthwhile. Oh. Let me try that again. When I tried to mount the horse, it was removed from the Remuda. That might be planned. Don't know. Yes, it is, because the Tennessee Walker is now here. All good. Look at gear. Yeah, got it, found it. So we've got it here, and there we've got the stats for it, and yeah, the horse knows how to avoid trouble, so it's got an advantage here. So you basically have a lot of the information that you need here. Right, horses. What else did we have? Let's hop across from the actors to the gear. We've got amenities for your town. We've got animal qualities and flaws. Yeah, and from what I've seen, they're configurable, so you might be able to add some homebrew. We've got lots of items, gear, general gear, lots of icons, as you can see. We've got talents. We have, of course, the weapons, very important. Melee, revolvers, rifles, shotguns, bow. There's a fair bit of this. And I have to say, from looking through this, and Paul sort of hinted at it, there are a lot of tables everywhere. Mohammed, not suitable. I've taken some of the warnings off. Yeah, you know, the things like when I was playing something where potions were used and I put something like medication and substance use on the video. I think a lot of people were blocked from it, even though it was just a health potion and Dragonbane. Oh well, hey, you're back, so that's good. Maybe I've proven myself to the algorithm that I'm safe to watch. So, town sheet I haven't even looked at, but that might be a really good prompt there. Journals, as I said, you have all the different handouts, and you've got the Tales of the Old West rules book here. Slightly differently because I've fiddled with it, but I think, yeah, very similar to what you're going to get. Yeah, chapter by chapter, you've got the artwork in it. You can, of course, always click on the artwork, and then, don't know when this has changed. I used to have an eye up here to show artwork to players. Now you have to go to three buttons and show players. I think that's a core Foundry change, though, that is no longer exposed. Yeah, so basically it's the same content as you have in the book directly. So it's not specific to Foundry. So when it says the rules sometimes ask you to roll 3d6 or whatever, then it doesn't say, and in Foundry you do it like this. So it's translating the book into the content. Right. Town sheet. Let's have a look at the town sheet. It looks great. I completely agree there with you, Mohammed. Let's have what shall we call our town? Any ideas? Shall we call it Tombstone? So create actor. I guess that's what I'm doing. That Tombstone. Is that a town? Town charter. That's what it's going to be. Create actor. Oh yes. Now I might have to. Do I bother reaching to the rulebook behind me and showing you this in paper? Is there's some build? Yes. Okay. Which pen? Is it in here? Carson's Folly. That will be built. There's a build one. But yeah, it looks very similar, and I think. Let me just find it here. Or will we have a business sheet? Question to the developer. Will there be a sheet, or is there already one for the business? So if you look at something like this here. So come out. Yeah, not really. That's the town sheet, and actually implementing something like that onto Foundry. I'm very impressed. Very impressed indeed. Right. So here, for example, we've got some notable citizens, and if you want to develop and adopt a settlement, you can then get settlement points for it, and then you can rank up certain aspects of it. Yeah, and now I don't pretend that I know all the rules for this one, but you have the town charters here, and you've got the amenities over here, and then you can pull things into this for your own little, settlement development board game. Yeah. I wonder, what can we do in amenities? Amenities, civic. So we have boardwalks. We can have just railroad station. There it is. I was looking for railroad station. So we can have a railroad station add that to our place. Yeah, if you manage to bring it there, or don't manage to keep it away. Farming. We've got a good amount of amenities. A courthouse. Yeah, let's have a look. What does a courthouse do? You can appoint a judge long before they have a courthouse. They might work from home, but if the settlement wants to attract and keep a respectable justice, they will need a courthouse. So it gives you a civic rank up and a law 2 ranks up. Yeah, good. So this is an aspect I haven't actually looked at in the rules very much at all. We never got to that. We just played one-shots. We've got mercantile ones. We've got natural riches. Yeah, developing them, of course, rather than creating them. You might be discovering them, making them accessible, but they would be there in the first place. So where was I? Lots of other things. Welfare. Yeah, there's a lot of work that went into here. Now, I tell you what, I would not want to key into all of this. Yeah, so hats off. I've done it often enough for systems, but here I really wouldn't want to do it. Lots of talents, as you can see here on my sidebar. Yeah, and then the weapons qualities. Now, one of the things that, now I'm not a Foundry developer, but I got a short explanation. Something that is quite tricky is having an item with qualities which are items. So Paul had to do some jiggery-pokery, he was telling me there, some creative coding to actually get the item, the qualities onto here. But yeah, he'll tell you more on this in his write-up, right? And your how-to guide. She probably is going to ask me to write or something after I say this now. Right, so, any questions from the chat? Let's just have a quick look at Moonbeam, whether anybody's watching there. Oh, yes, there is. There's Dido. Welcome, Dido, again on 2 channels. For those who don't know what Moonbeam is a streaming platform. They're trying to build something. They had a nice launch. Has been a bit quiet there. But basically the idea is that you have people organized in channels. And these channels, basically, you can organize, they are public realms. They call them realms. And there might be one saying, okay, we're going to play sci-fi role-playing games. And it's not just one person to stream there, but you can actually have different people. So whenever you turn up, you know, okay, there's some content curated for me for this type of content, for this genre, and they can invite each other, build a community. They can share revenue from what do they call the moonstones, between them, so they can say, okay, you stream this, so therefore you get that, and you're a player in my game, you get a little cut as well, and you're my artist, you get a little cut as well, and you are the Foundry developer behind, you get a little cut as well. So you could do things like that. So the discoverability on the one side of channels they're trying to address, and on the other side, the certainty, if you like, that you find content that in the right genre and what you like. That's what they're trying to do as well. So, where was I? Questions I was at. No questions yet. Okay. Now, what I have not tried at all is the shooter.ok corral, like any sort of battle or fight or something. So we could have here, I don't know, folks of the Old West, an outlaw, and my girl Tess, and they could have a go at each other. I know that the damage calculations and so on, that's going to be manual, not automated. I should really have a token for Tess, shouldn't I? Let's see whether I can find one. Systems, do I put it there? Yeah, why not? It's a one-off. I've got tokens here from previously. because I've run a game on Foundry, but before we had the systems. So if I get by Tess over here, and they're having a fight. Let's see whether I can remember how to do this. We put them in our combat state. Have a look at the combat tracker. Now in the game, basically uses a poker card deck. I think it's 52 cards, and then it takes the number or the rank of the card and the rank of the suit. Here in the game, it's just 1 to 52, I think. So let's have a look. Oh, begin encounter. I haven't even done the initiative yet. 1 in 10. So there you go. This rotating D20 behind it is Foundry 12, I believe. That does that. You can configure it as well. So if these two wanted to have a go at each other, let's see. I'm just going to make it really, really easy. Oh, he's got a double revolver. Look at that. 2 revolvers here. So he would attack with a star revolver. And he is... It's not an aimed shot. It's a quick shot. Because I say so. Boom, boom, boom. And he would miss. So that's where you go. Good. And then would be Tess's turn. You can see I currently got the fast action, slow action. I can't remember. Is that part of the rules? Or is it just something that is because of combat year 0 that I've got there? And then Tess would fight back. Let's see. Not with a horse, no. With a coach gun, because it's a mighty gun. Look at all those dice. So I would call 2 damage. Sawn off, grants a +1 bonus to shooting, but the maximum range is short. Reliable, tough and sturdy. Doesn't break. Stuns. Yeah, I'll just leave it as it is. So I've got 2 damage. So then I would have to go in and do this manually. I wonder whether you can do that on the token. No. Can't do that on the token at the bottom here. Because you don't know what the damage goes to, of course. So it would be 2 hearts potentially, yeah. So you can see you don't need to target tokens, you don't need to do anything like that and then apply damage. This is manual. Makes it in a way it's easier, and in some cases actually quicker, yeah. So let's see. Oh, interesting. So you see here, as I roll the shot, the ammo is automatically updated. Yeah, the ammo automatically is reduced that I've got. Good. So, actually not so good, because if look at that. We've got 2 damage and 1 crit. Oh dear, what would happen? So 2 damage to hurts, and then I would have to roll a crit. Yeah. So, question, where are my crits? Critical injuries. Roll. On the upper leg, I have a torn hamstring. Oh dear. So in some games, you can actually drag that across, but this is a table entry, so I would have to remember it. Where critical injury, here it goes. How can I edit that? Oh, that's how you do it. Haha. Left click to roll, right click to manually add crit number. Got it. So the crit number was 15 now. Let's use 15, why not? So you can go in there and put in 15. I see what you've done there. So that pulls it in. I had already pulled it in automatically. I didn't even need to enter it. All good. So the heart on the sheet. Yeah. So that's actually good because you don't have to drag the item across. If you roll from the right spot, it does it automatically. You're saying same as Alien. What's the last time I've played Alien? Go on. Ages ago. I sold all my books. All my Alien books are gone. I have nothing left here of Alien. It's all went to Martin. Yeah. I've got the PDFs, but that's about it. Right. So that's how you would do damage, but now I'm going to take my revenge. Does that give me any problem on attack? No, it doesn't. I can still attack. And I'm going to say this is going to be the end of the fight. So we have only 1 success. I'm going to push this because I want more success. Pushed. No more successes. Stays the same. But 2 should be enough. Is there armor in this game? There's no armor in this game, right? So, 2 games. Dum. Something else I noticed on 12. Now I've reduced that completely, and he's broken. But you have to still do the he's defeated or down or whatever you want to call it manually. Again, because you've got 4 pots of attributes, a bit tricky otherwise, isn't it? To know how and when somebody's broken. So I can have dead. Oh, says mark defeated, but it calls it dead. Oh well. So injured, and you can see here I've got now a critical injury token attachment, if you want to call it that. But I survived and encounter, but this injury stays with me. See that on the token there? Very clever. So, yeah, anything else? What else can I show you? Now, this was a short fight. Now, I could do something like with the horses or the settlements, but I think I don't want to make these too long. And I'm coming up to half an hour. So any questions from you two? Well, Paul, you can tell me things rather than ask me things. What have I forgotten? What do you want me to show? Card stacks? Poker cards? That's the initiative cards discard pile. If not, I'm going to say, well, that was my first impressions, but if there's a demand of people who like to see this, then I can show you how to install it, how to set up a character, how to set up a settlement once I get my head around it, things like that. So if you want to see a bit more, leave me a comment, leave me a like, leave me a sub, and credit for the whole system, for the implementation, of course, is all Paul's, and for the rules is Matt and Dave. Now, have I bought off trouble? No, I haven't actually, because I just accepted it earlier and rolled it. But I can show how that's done if you want me to. Right, let me see whether I can fail a roll on something. Operate. There's trouble. So if I wanted to push this, now in the game, but basically everything that shows the bowl with the horns is a trouble. If I don't want it before I push, I can say I can buy it off. And you can see I currently have 2 faith points left. Let's fill that a little bit. Buy off the trouble. How many do I want to buy up off? Just the one. And then after the push, I'm trouble-free. I don't have trouble. There you go. That's how you buy off trouble. Good call. Right, I think I'll leave it at that. For half an hour is a good time for these sort of videos. But as I said, if it inspires you, you can still get the game from the Effect Boys. It's also, yeah, I think they opened their own shop now, didn't they? According to the latest podcast. And for the system, I know Paul is working hard on it. I'm sure it'll be out soon. TM, coming out soon. But yeah, it's not quite ready yet. But thank you very much for letting me have a go at this. Yeah. Right. I'm going to wave you all goodbye and see whether I actually remember to make a stream ending screen this time. I have no idea. See you soon.